Hola, ¿qué tal, gente? Bienvenidos al canal, bienvenidos a otro episodio más de Mass Effect en su versión Legendary Edition. Continuamos la aventura donde lo habíamos dejado en el capítulo anterior. El capítulo pasado fue el primer episodio de la serie, nuestra primera toma de contacto, y pues estamos aquí con el bueno de John Shepard, con Ashley Williams y el bueno de Kaidan, Alenko. Tenemos misión, estamos acá para encontrar la baliza. Estamos a cargo del equipo de tierra que ha descendido sobre Eden Prime, una colonia de la Alianza que está siendo atacada. Tu misión principal es encontrar y proteger la baliza Proteana, ¿vale? Nos encontramos aquí a Ashley porque pues su pelotón fue destruido. También, ahora vamos a continuar con todo y pues también vamos a ver lo que es el códice, ¿vale? A ver, vale. Registra el campamento de investigación. La baliza ya no está en la excavación. Quizá haya pistas en el campamento de investigación cercano. Vamos a ver un poco el códice porque hemos tenido bastantes entradas en lo que es este códice y pues no quiero tampoco que se nos vaya acumulando para después tener un capítulo que solamente sea una hora leyendo lo que es el códice, ¿vale? Tenemos, vale, alienígenas, especies ajenas al Consejo, especies capaces de viajar por el espacio, pero sin el poder necesario para influir en la política galáctica.
The Geth are a humanoid race of networked AIs. They were created by the Quarians 300 years ago as tools of labor and war. When the Geth showed signs of self-evolution, the Quarians attempted to exterminate them. The Geth won the resulting war. This example has led to legal, systematic repression of artificial intelligences in galactic society. The Geth possess a unique distributed intelligence. An individual has rudimentary animal instincts, but as their numbers and proximity increase, the apparent intelligence of each individual improves. In groups, they can reason, analyze situations, and use tactics, as well as any organic race. Geth space is located at the trailing end of the Perseus Arm, beyond the lawless Terminus systems. The Perseus Veil, an obscuring dark nebula of opaque gas and dust, lies between their space and the Terminus systems.
O sea que los Geth tienen mente de colmena. Básicamente. Tienen mente de colmena. Mientras más hayan, es peor. Vale, alienígenas, especies extintas. Especies capaces de viajar por el espacio, pero que se extinguieron hace millares de años. Proteanos.
50,000 years ago, the Protheans were the only spacefaring species in the galaxy. They vanished in a swift galactic extinction. Only the legacy of their empire remains. They are believed to have built the mass relays and the Citadel, which have allowed numerous species to explore and expand throughout the galaxy. Prothean ruins are found on worlds across the galaxy. While surprisingly intact for their age, functioning examples of Prothean paleotechnology are rare. Time and generations of looters have picked their dead cities and derelict stations clean. Some believe the Protheans meddled in the evolution of younger races. The Hanar homeworld of Kaje, for example, shows clear evidence of former Prothean occupation. The presence of a former Prothean observation post on Mars has caused a rebirth of interventionary evolutionists among humans. These individuals believe the god myths of ancient civilizations are misremembered encounters with aliens.
Vale, armas, armaduras y equipo. Los avances tecnológicos han hecho que los soldados sean más peligrosos y tengan más posibilidades de sobrevivir que nunca.
Combat hard suits use a dual layer system to protect the wearer. The inner layer consists of fabric armor with kinetic padding. Areas that don't need to be flexible, such as the chest or shins, are reinforced with sheets of lightweight, ablative ceramic. The outer layer consists of automatically generated kinetic barriers. Objects traveling above a certain speed will trigger the barrier's reflex system and be deflected, provided there is enough energy left in the shield's power cell. Armored hard suits are sealable to protect the wearer from extremes of temperature and atmosphere. Standard equipment includes an onboard mini-frame and a communications, navigation, and sensing suite. The mini-frame is designed to accept and display data from a weapon's smart targeting system to make it easier to locate and eliminate enemies.
Bien, barreras cinéticas, escudos.
Kinetic barriers, more commonly called shields, provide protection against most mass accelerator weapons. Whether on a starship or a soldier's suit of armor, the basic principle remains the same. Kinetic barriers are repulsive mass effect fields, projected from tiny emitters. These shields safely deflect small objects traveling at rapid velocities. This affords protection from bullets and other dangerous projectiles, but still allows the user to sit down without knocking away their chair. The shielding afforded by kinetic barriers does not protect against extremes of temperature, toxins, or radiation.
El gobierno galáctico y la ciudadela. Una enorme estación espacial que sirve como capital política y económica de la cultura galáctica. Vale, eso ya lo vimos, los espectros. Ah, no.
From the Office of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance, and answer only to the Citadel Council. They are elite military operatives, granted the authority to deal with threats to peace and stability in whatever way they deem necessary. They operate independently or in groups of 2 or 3. Some are empathetic peacekeepers, resolving disputes through diplomacy. Others are cold-blooded assassins, ruthlessly dispatching problem individuals. All get the job done one way or another, often operating outside the bounds of galactic law. The Spectres were founded after the Solarians joined the Council. For many years they operated in secrecy as backroom problem solvers. Only after the Krogan rebellions did their activities become publicized. Assignment of a Spectre is less contentious than a military deployment, but makes it clear that the Council is concerned about a situation.
O sea que los espectros son mercenarios, pero no de estos que entran a tiros. ¿Me explico? Como que pateen la puerta ahí con una escopeta y revienten a todos. No. Son precisos, son milimétricos. Vale. Planetas y lugares. La Vía Láctea contiene entre 200.000 y 400.000 millones de estrellas, y la mayoría de ellas albergan planetas.
The terminus systems are located on the far side of the Attican Traverse, beyond the space administered by the Citadel Council or claimed by the Human Systems Alliance. It is populated by a loose affiliation of minor species, united only in their refusal to acknowledge the political authority of the Council or adhere to the Citadel Conventions. Their independence comes at a price. The terminus is fraught with conflict. War among the various species is common, as governments and dictators constantly rise and fall. The region is a haven for illegal activities, particularly piracy and the slave trade. At least once a year, a fleet from the terminus invades the nearby Attican Traverse. These attacks are typically small raids against poorly defended colonies. The Council rarely retaliates, as sending patrols into the terminus systems could unify the disparate species against their common foe, triggering a long and costly war.
O sea que ahí están los la delincuencia, por así decirlo. Y el consejo no hace nada porque son tan pequeños esos ataques que, como dice ahí, es perder dinero y cosas así. Y supondría una guerra larga y costosa. Vale, bueno, como en todos lados, supongo. Ok. Llegamos. Ahora sí ya adentrémonos. Vamos a ver acá.
Looks like they hit the camp hard.
It's a good place for an ambush. Keep your guard up. Oh God, they're still alive.
What did the Geth do to them?
Cascarón. Vale, ahí me lo marca en el minimapa y lo atacan. Decodificación fácil. Se necesita decodificación electrónica para acceder a algunos objetos bloqueados. Si un miembro del pelotón tiene el talento necesario, podrás desbloquear el objeto mediante la interfaz de decodificación electrónica o gastando Omnigel. Repite la secuencia de botones antes de que se acabe el tiempo. Vale. No entendí. Omnigel insuficiente. No entendí. O sea que tengo que ir tenía que ir apretándolos. A ver. Tenía que ir apretándolos a medida que salieran. Banshee. Convirtámoslo. Pistola Edge. A ver si ahora funciona. Omnigel insuficiente. Pero... a ver. A ver. No entendí un pepino. Sé que hay que ir apretando, es como un Simón dice, pero pensé que primero me iba a mostrar el patrón y después tenía que hacerlo. A ver. Ah, vale. Los ilumina y tenemos que ir apretándolos.
Humans, thank the maker.
Hurry! Close the door before they come back. Don't worry, we'll protect you.
Thank you. I think we'll be okay now. It looks like everyone's gone.
You're Dr. Warren, the one in charge of the excavation. Do you know what happened to the beacon?
It was moved to the spaceport this morning. Manuel and I stayed behind to help pack up the camp. When the attack came, the Marines held them off long enough for us to hide. They gave their lives to save us.
No one is saved. The age of humanity is ended. Soon, only ruin and corpses will remain.
Ah, está traumadísimo aquí el Doc, ¿eh?
What else can you tell me about the attack?
It all happened so fast. One second we were gathering up our equipment. The next we were hiding in the shed while the Geth swarmed over the camp.
Agents of the destroyers, bringers of darkness, heralds of our extinction.
We could hear the battle outside. Gunfire, screams. I thought it would never end. Then everything went quiet. We just sat there, too afraid to move, until you came along.
Did you notice a Turian in the area?
I saw him, the Prophet, leader of the enemy. He was here before the attack.
That's impossible. Nihilus was with us in the Normandy before the attack. He couldn't have been here.
I'm sorry, Manuel's still a bit unsettled. We haven't seen your Turian. We've been hiding in here since the attack.
Can you tell me anything about the beacon?
It's some type of data module from a galaxy-wide communications network, remarkably well preserved. It could be the greatest scientific discovery of our lifetime. Miraculous new technologies, groundbreaking medical advances. Who knows what secrets are locked inside?
We have unearthed the heart of evil, awakened the beast, unleashed the darkness.
Manuel, please, this isn't the time.
Está con estrés postraumático brutal.
What's wrong with your assistant?
Manuel has a brilliant mind, but he's always been a bit unstable. Genius and madness are two sides of the same coin.
Is it madness to see the future? To see the destruction rushing towards us? To understand there is no escape? No hope? No. I am not mad. I'm the only sane one left.
I gave him an extra dose of his meds after the attack.
Yo puedo callarlo, ¿eh?
Williams, take us to the spaceport.
You can't stop it. Nobody can stop it. Night is falling. The darkness of eternity.
Hush, Manuel, go lie down. You'll feel better once the medication kicks in.
Vale. Comentarles que yo voy a tratar de hacer la ruta buena. No sé cuál es, pero voy a tomar las decisiones que yo tomaría. ¿Vale? No voy a guiarme por nada, pero... Por ejemplo, ahí decía que nosotros podemos callarlo, pero... Nel, no lo vamos a hacer. Hydra, Agente 1 y Cypher. +1, Omnigel, vale. Equipo, a ver. Ah, media no me deja, claro, porque tengo que entrenar. Pues es la misma. Es la misma, tiene camuflaje nada más. Y acá, Cypher, omniherramienta, bonificación de escudo. Blue Wire. Vale. Aún no sé cómo funciona. Ojo que tiene modo foto también, ¿eh? Tiene modo foto. Ya lo iremos... ya lo iremos usando. R1, ¿qué hace? A ver. Usa, vale, para apuntar a un objetivo. Selecciona el poder con izquierdo. Ah, que este es de poderes. Este es el biótico. Sabotaje, lanza... Ah, no, este es el de Ashley. Y este es el de... se me acaba de olvidar el nombre de este. Kaidan. Este es el de nosotros. Tenemos sobrecarga y sabotaje. Correcto. Tengo que hacerme con los controles.
Saren. Nihilus. This isn't your mission, Saren. What are you doing here?
The Council thought you could use some help on this one.
I wasn't
No pinta bien.
expecting to find the Geth here. The situation's bad.
Don't worry. I've got it under control.
No jodas. ¿Se lo cargó? Casi, ¿eh? Vale, hay uno acá. Oh, se lo cargaron.
Something's moving over behind those crates.
Wait! Don't shoot! I'm one of you! I'm human!
What are you doing sneaking around back there?
I'm sorry, I was hiding from those creatures. My name's Powell. I saw what happened to that Turian. The other one shot him.
I need to know how Nihilus died.
The other one got here first. He was waiting when your friend showed up. He called him Saren. I think they knew each other. Your friend seemed to relax. He let his guard down. And Saren killed him. Shot him right in the back. I'm just lucky he didn't see me behind the crates.
Where'd Saren go after he killed Nihilus?
He jumped on the cargo train and headed over to the other platform. Probably going after the beacon. I knew that beacon was trouble. Everything's gone to hell since we found it. First that damn mothership showed up, then the attack. They killed everyone. Everyone. If I hadn't been behind the crates, I'd be dead too.
How come you're the only one who survived? Why didn't anyone else try to hide behind the crates?
They never had a chance. I was already behind the crates when the attack started.
Wait a minute. You were hiding behind the crates before the attack?
Sometimes I need a nap to get through my shift. I sneak off behind the crates to grab 40 winks where the supervisor can't find me.
You survived because you're lazy?
Tell me about the Geth attack.
It was quick. 1 minute the ship was descending, the next, those Geth were swarming over the platform. Thousands of them. They must have been inside that mothership. They shot anything that moved. It was a massacre.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the beacon?
They brought it here this morning. We loaded it up onto the train and shipped it to the other platform. Hard to believe that was only a few hours ago. Feels like a whole other life.
Tell me about this mothership you saw.
I've never seen anything like it before. It was huge. Landed over near that platform. The whole place got dark as it came down. And it was making this noise, this sound that bored right into your brain. That's what woke me up. The attack came a few minutes later.
We need to find that beacon before it's too late.
Take the cargo train. That's where the other Turian went. I can't stay here. I need to get away from all this.
Hay que informar a la nave. Vale, hay que informar a la nave porque... Uy. Quiero probar la escopeta igual. A ver. Storm. ¿Vas a usar acá? No. Sí, y yo acá. No, yo quería la escopeta, perdón. Cómo revienta, ¿eh? R1 para activar la rueda de poderes. Desde ella podrás usar todos los poderes y las capacidades especiales del pelotón. A ver. Sabotaje, asignar... A ver. Sobrecarga las armas de los enemigos cercanos y los quema causando daños menores. Daña a los escudos enemigos que estén dentro del radio de acción. Permite realizar ráfagas, vale. La barrera biótica a tu escudo. A ver. Pues lo usé mal, creo. Sabotaje. A ver. Bueno, ¿y este? Ese era como... Era como... suicida. Asignar. Vale, tengo que hacerme al usar los poderes, ¿eh? Tengo que hacerme porque a veces como que se me... A veces como que se me enredan. Aún no me acostumbro igual a lo del tema de que... Vale, se me olvida que es con el stick izquierdo. Que las armas no se recargan. Subida de nivel. Vale, así suena, ¿eh? Vale, ¿qué puedo darle? Sabotaje. Vale, lo bueno es que puedo usarlo a través de murallas. Eso está chido. No es necesario estar al descubierto. Mientras yo lo haya detectado y se vea en el minimapa, puedo usarlo. Maravilloso. Vale, vamos. Saren.
Set the charges. Destroy the entire colony. Leave no evidence that we were here.
Parece una ojiva eso. Una pena igual que Nihilus no durara nada, Quería verlo en acción, como todos hablaban de que era tan certero y tal. Pues, pero si lo matan por la espalda...
Demolition charges. The Geth must have planted them.
Hurry! We need to find
Uy,
them
con
all.
tiempo,
Shut
Dios.
them down.
Vale, vamos a lanzar. Rápido, amigos. Hay que movernos. Move. Como desactiva. Uy, hay uno encima. Vale, eso iba a ser... Lo había olvidado. Voy a bajarle un poco los efectos de sonido porque están como... Está como potente el sonido, ¿eh? Sobre todo cuando disparo. Vale, a ver... Lanzamiento. Bien. Tengo que hacerme las armas. Es la única forma. Averiado. No jodas, ¿me hackearon algo? Francotirador que... Vale, el R3 no hace nada. Tengo tiempo, así que puedo abrirlo. Me llevo todo, después lo reviso. Por lo visto las granadas no se rellenan. Tengo que recogerlas. A ver. Quiero... Lanzamiento. Arrojar objetos y enemigos mediante un campo. A ver, quiero ver eso. Vale, me gusta. Uy, tengo a alguien acá. Cuidado que estos cascarones explotan. No puedo cambiar de hombro. No. Porque con el D-pad solamente puedo tirar o sea, dar órdenes. Baliza Proteana. Caja. ¿Dónde hay caja? Decodificación fácil. A ver. Vamos a probar de nuevo. Vale, ahora sí. Esta es la buena, ¿eh? Hurricane, Avenger y Reaper. Equipo. Fusil de asalto. Tenemos el Lancer. Vale. Uf, la puntería es malísima. Sumidero de calor. Vale, nada bueno. Hurricane. Menos puntería y supongo que se calienta más rápido. Reaper. Puntería menos, pero tiene más daño y se calienta supongo que menos. Blue Wire. Y la Hydra. Nada. No hay nada chido por ahora.
Normandy, the beacon is secure.
This is amazing. Actual working Prothean technology. Unbelievable.
It wasn't doing anything like that when they dug it up. Something must have activated it.
Roger, Normandy. Standing by.
A lo mejor Sara la activó.
Shepard!
No, don't touch it! Too dangerous!
Como que le dio info. Como si hubiera sido una visión del futuro. No se entendía mucho, pero... Qué grande Shepard, ¿eh? Para salvarla... Trofeo. Medalla del servicio distinguido.
We identified the ship that touched down on Eden Prime. The Normandy. A human alliance vessel. It was under the command of Captain Anderson. They managed to save the colony.
And the beacon.
One of the humans may have used it.
This human must be eliminated.
La matriarca. Vale, entonces supongo que Saren va a ser el malo maloso de este juego.
Dr. Chakwas, I think he's waking up.
You had us worried there, Shepard. How are you feeling?
How did I end up here? How long was I out?
About 15 hours. Something happened down there with the beacon, I think.
It's my fault. I must have triggered some kind of security field when I approached it. You had to push me out of the way.
You had no way to know what would happen.
Actually, we don't even know if that's what set it off. Unfortunately, we'll never get the chance to find out.
The beacon exploded. A system overload, maybe. The blast knocked you cold. The lieutenant and I carried you back here to the ship.
I appreciate it.
Physically, you're fine. But I detected some unusual brain activity. Abnormal beta waves. I also noticed an increase in your rapid eye movement. Signs typically associated with intense dreaming.
I saw... I'm not sure what I saw. Death? Destruction? Nothing's really clear.
I better add this to my report. It may... Oh. Captain Anderson.
How's our XO holding up, Doctor?
Well, all the readings look normal. I'd say the commander's going to be fine.
Glad to hear it. Shepard, I need to speak with you. In private.
Aye, aye, Captain. I'll be in the mess if you need me.
Sounds like that beacon hit you pretty hard, Commander. Are you sure you're okay?
Lamento lo de Jenkins. ¿Qué hace Williams aquí? Lo de los Geth no debió pasar.
Intel dropped the ball, sir. We had no idea what we were walking into down there. That's why things went to hell.
The Geth haven't been outside the Veil in 2 centuries, Commander. Nobody could have predicted this.
I don't like soldiers dying under my command.
Jenkins wasn't your fault. You did a good job, Shepard.
Chief Williams isn't part of the Normandy crew.
I figured we could use a soldier like her. She's been reassigned to the Normandy.
Williams is a good soldier. She deserves it.
Lieutenant Alenko agrees with you. That's why I added her to our crew.
You said you needed to see me in private, Captain?
I won't lie to you, Shepard. Things look bad. Nihilus is dead. The beacon was destroyed and Geth are invading. The Council's going to want answers.
I didn't do anything wrong, Captain. Hopefully the Council can see that.
I'll stand behind you and your report, Shepard. You're a damned hero in my books. That's not why I'm here. It's Saren, that other Turian. Saren's a Spectre, one of the best, a living legend. But if he's working with the Geth, it means he's gone rogue. A rogue Spectre's trouble. Saren's dangerous, and he hates humans.
Ambos escenarios que nos sale ahí para elegir son malos. Si odia a los humanos y la baliza, pues...
He didn't come to Eden Prime because he hates humans.
You're right. Saren has allied himself with the Geth. I don't know how. I don't know why. But it had something to do with that beacon. You were there just before that beacon self-destructed. Did you see anything? Any clue that might tell us what Saren was after?
Just before I lost consciousness, I had some kind of vision.
A vision? A vision of what?
Es que puede ser cualquiera de las tres. Me
I
agarro.
saw synthetics. Geth, maybe. Slaughtering people. Butchering them.
We need to report this to the Council, Shepard.
What are we gonna tell them? I had a bad dream?
We don't know what information was stored in that beacon. Lost Protean technology? Blueprints for some ancient weapon of mass destruction? Whatever it was. Saren took it. But I know Saren. I know his reputation is politics. He believes humans are a blight on the galaxy. This attack was an act of war. He has the secrets from the beacon. He has an army of Geth at his command, and he won't stop until he's wiped humanity from the face of the galaxy.
I'll find some way to take him down.
It's not that easy. He's a Spectre. He can go anywhere, do almost anything. That's why we need the Council on our side.
Claro, la burocracia. Al ser espectro, tal cual aprendimos, operan por fuera de la ley. Puede hacer lo que quiera, donde quiera y cuando quiera. Nosotros tenemos que seguir el conducto regular. Lo denunciaremos, sí, claro, mucho haremos con ello.
We prove Saren's gone rogue, and the Council will revoke his Spectre status.
I'll contact the ambassador and see if he can get us an audience with the Council. He'll want to see us as soon as we reach the Citadel. We should be getting close. Head up to the bridge and tell Joker to bring us into dock.
Vale. Bien. Cositas. A ver, creo que subimos de nivel, correcto. Tengo 6 puntitos. A ver. Fuerza de los escudos, cantidad de casco, electrónica para reparar, sobrecarga, decodificación. Sí, porque así puedo abrir cosas. Sabotaje. Ay, aquí me lo dice. Uf. Permite usar la habilidad de codificación de objetos fáciles. Inflige 50 puntos de daño en un radio de 6 metros. Sobrecalienta las armas de los enemigos. El calor provoca 2 puntos de daño por segundo. Aumenta en un 10% el daño de las explosiones de las minas tecnológicas causadas por sabotaje. Amortiguación y PM. Infiltrado, aquí está. A ver, encanto. Vale, lo mismo. 1, 2 y 3 activan las opciones. 1, 2 y 3, nuevas opciones. Electrónica. Sobrecarga. 50 puntos de daño en radio de 6 metros. 200 puntos de daño a los escudos enemigos. Hace que durante 10 segundos sean un 20% más vulnerables al daño. Aumenta la capacidad del escudo en 30 puntos. Recupera 400 puntos del casco adicionales durante las reparaciones de vehículos. Aumenta la reducción de daño en un 5%. El endurecimiento en un 5%. 8, 8. Sí. Pistolas. A ver, aquí aumenta el daño en 5. Puntería en 10. 8, 14. Tirador, ahí está. Solo disponible cuando se usan pistolas. Mejora la puntería en un 60%. Aumenta el daño en un 25%. Aumenta el daño de tiro a la cabeza un 50%. Elimina el calor del arma al usarse. Perfecto, se podemos disparar hasta aburrirnos. Ah, pero hay que usarla. Entonces hay que usarla apretando R1. Electrónica, vale. Aumenta la capacidad de escudo, infiltrado. Reduce el calentamiento de pistolas y fusiles de francotirador en un 6%. Aumenta el daño de explosión tecnológica con un 7. 6, 7, 7, 9, 8, 11 y 9 y 13. Vale, vamos a colocar un poco más de encanto. Intimidación no, porque no somos mala gente. Y sí, electrónica. Chido. Sí, tenemos, mira, tenemos más virtud que rebeldía. Chido. Vale. Habla con Joker. Ve a la cabina y dile a Joker que atraque la Normandía en la ciudadela. Vale, el códice lo vemos más adelante. Rellenar Medigel. Vale, códice. Tenemos un montón de cosas, Alienígenas, criaturas no conscientes. Wait, que... Ahí sí. Que si no va a estar todo el rato sonando el sonidito. Formas de vida comunes no conscientes. Cascarones.
They round up and impale dead and living bodies on mechanical spikes. The spikes rapidly transform these victims into withered husks, extracting water and trace minerals, and replacing them with cybernetics.
Qué horrible,
The cybernetics reanimate the lifeless flesh and tissue, transforming the bodies into mindless killing machines. Some Alliance soldiers refer to the husk-generating spikes as dragon's teeth, a reference to the mythological berserkers who sprang up from the earth wherever the teeth of the dragon Eris were planted. Dragon's teeth and husks bear little resemblance to other pieces of Geth technology. No one is sure why a synthetic race would bother to drain the minuscule amount of recoverable resources from organic corpses, though the value of reusing them as shock troops is obvious.
Qué horrible, ¿eh? Si te pones a pensar, es horrible. Pero al menos ya estás muerto, o sea, mueres cuando te atraviesa claramente con la espina. Menos mal, porque si tuvieras conciencia o estuvieras conciencia encerrado dentro de ese cuerpo, y ya vimos que cuando se te acercan explotan. Vale, armaduras, armas y equipo. Medigel.
Medigel is a common medicinal salve used by paramedics, EMTs, and military personnel. It combines several useful applications: a local anesthetic, disinfectant, and clotting agent all in one. Once applied, the gel is designed to grip tight to flesh until subjected to a frequency of ultrasound. It is sealable against liquids, most notably blood, as well as contaminants and gases. The gel is a genetically engineered bioplasm created by the CERTA Foundation, a medical technology megacorp based on Earth. Technically, Medigel violates Council laws against genetic engineering, but to date, it has proved far too useful to ban.
Qué increíble sería tener algo así en la vida real, ¿eh? Uf, salvaría un montón de gente. Podrías curar heridas muy... O sea, no de muerte, pero ya serias, hasta poder llegar a un hospital. Vale, el gobierno galáctico y la ciudadela. Ciudadela.
The Citadel is an ancient deep space station, presumably constructed by the Protheans. Since the Prothean extinction, numerous species have come to call the Citadel home. It serves as the political, cultural, and financial capital of the galactic community. To represent their interests, most species maintain embassies on the Presidium, the Citadel's inner ring. The Citadel Tower in the center of the Presidium holds the Citadel Council chambers. Council affairs often have far-reaching effects on the rest of the galactic community. 5 arms, known as the wards, extend from the Presidium. Their inner surfaces have been built into cities, populated by millions of inhabitants from across the galaxy. The Citadel is virtually indestructible. If attacked, the station can close its arms to form a solid, impregnable shell. For as long as the station has existed, an enigmatic race called the Keepers has maintained it.
Increíble. Increíble. Me estoy quedando alucinado con todo... Mira, secundario. Me acabo de dar cuenta. Me estoy quedando loco con todo el lore que tiene esto. Resumen de la historia. Un enorme... el gobierno galáctico ciudadela. Estadísticas. Cronología. Esto lo leímos. Naves y vehículos. Sensores. El retardo lumínico evita la percepción a larga distancia en tiempo real. Una nave que encienda sus impulsores en el relé de Caronte puede ser detectada con facilidad de la Tierra, que está a 5.75 horas luz, 6.000 millones de kilómetros de distancia. Sin embargo, la Tierra solo verá el suceso 5 horas y 45 minutos después de que haya ocurrido, debido al límite que marca la velocidad de la luz y la dilatación del tiempo. Los defensores no pueden ver a los enemigos que vienen hasta que ya han llegado. Como hay comunicaciones y viajes MRL, pero no sensores MRL. El uso de fragatas en tareas de exploración y patrulla es crucial. Los sensores pasivos se usan para la detección de largo alcance, mientras que los activos se utilizan para conseguir datos de gran calidad para el disparo de corto alcance. Entre los sensores pasivos se encuentran los visuales, los térmicos y los de radiofrecuencia, que observan y escuchan las emisiones de los objetos en el espacio. Una nave en funcionamiento emite gran cantidad de energía, el calor de los sistemas de soporte vital, la radiación que emiten las plantas de energía y el equipo eléctrico, los escapes de los impulsores, etc. Las naves espaciales destacan con claridad contra las temperaturas de casi cero absoluto del espacio. Los sensores pasivos se pueden usar durante el viaje MRL, pero la entrada de datos queda distorsionada por los efectos de la envoltura del efecto de masa y el corrimiento Doppler. Los sensores activos son el radar y el LADAR de alta resolución, detección y cálculo de distancia por láser, que emiten un pico de energía y esperan captar el rebote de la señal. El LADAR tiene un ángulo de visión más estrecho que el radar, pero suficiente resolución como para que se puedan crear imágenes de los objetos detectados. Los sensores activos no sirven de nada cuando la nave se mueve a velocidades MRL. Estoy quedando para atrás con todo esto de todo lo que se puede hacer, todo lo que hay y todo.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
Jenkins was a valuable part of this crew.
Part of me feels guilty over what happened. If Jenkins was still alive, I might not be here.
You're a good soldier, Williams. You belong on the Normandy.
Thanks, Commander. I appreciate that.
De hecho, Jenkins murió antes de conocerla, así que pues... que no se sienta mal.
Things were pretty rough down there. Are you okay?
I've seen friends die before. Comes with being a Marine. But to see my whole unit wiped out, and you never get used to seeing dead civilians. But things would have been a lot worse if you hadn't shown up.
We couldn't have done it without you, Williams.
Thanks, Commander. I have to admit, I was a little worried about being assigned to the Normandy. It's nice when someone makes you feel welcome.
I think you're gonna fit in here just fine, Williams.
Thanks, Commander.
Vale, nos dieron virtud. Maravilloso. Doctora Chakwas.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
What do you know about Captain Anderson?
I've served with him for a few tours now. He knows when to let things slide and when to crack the whip. The crew knows he's seen pretty much anything they'll ever run into. And he cares about the people under his command.
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive service record, over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
L2, dolores de cabeza, se parece a mí.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
Qué suerte, ¿eh?
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Vale, códice y más experiencia.
Glad to see you're okay, Commander.
Ok, tecnología. Biótica, amplificadores bióticos. La biótica manipula los campos de efecto de masa mediante docenas de nódulos de elemento cero que hay en el sistema nervioso. Estos nódulos reaccionan a los estímulos eléctricos del cerebro. Los amplificadores permiten que los bióticos sincronicen los nódulos, de manera que puedan formar campos de tamaño y la fuerza suficiente como para que tengan usos prácticos. Los amplificadores pueden mejorar una disciplina o un talento. Un implante es un puerto de interfaz implantado quirúrgicamente en el que se conectan los amplificadores. En el caso de los humanos, los implantes se suelen colocar en la base del cráneo, por comodidad, y el usuario debe tener mucho cuidado para mantenerlos limpios. Los puertos de implantes admiten gran variedad de amplificadores, y hay un floreciente mercado de modificaciones y mejoras. Los implantes y amplificaciones de mejor calidad son los fabricados por las artesanas Asari, pero los implantes L3 de la Alianza, que comenzaron a utilizarse en 2170, han supuesto un avance significativo. Vale, deme un segundito. Un segundito. Vale. Y... vale, tecnología. Biótica.
Biotics is the ability of rare individuals to manipulate dark energy and create mass effect fields through the use of electrical impulses from the brain. Intense training and surgically implanted amplifiers are necessary for a biotic to produce mass effect fields powerful enough for practical use. The relative strength of biotic abilities varies greatly among species and with each individual. There are 3 branches of biotics. Telekinesis uses mass-lowering fields to levitate or impel objects. Mass-raising kinetic fields are used to block or pin objects. Spatial distortion uses rapidly shifting mass fields to shred objects. Most organic species are capable of developing biotic abilities, though there are risks involved. Biotics are the result of an in utero exposure to element 0. This usually causes fatal cancers in the victim, but in rare cases, it coalesces into nodules within the fetus's developing nervous system.
Es jodido entonces ser biótico, ¿eh? O sea, te expones al elemento 0, te da un cáncer del averno y te mueres, o te haces biótico. Jodidamente arriesgado, encuentro yo. Y además, si estás en el útero, tú no decides si exponerte o no, te exponen. ¿No hay mapa aquí? ¿Dentro? Pues no sé dónde hay que ir, ¿eh?
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. Losing Jenkins was hard enough on the crew.
Vale. Si se fijan, con las opciones de diálogo nos da la opción de como de no pescar la muerte, ¿eh? Y no. Creo que hay que darle el lugar y el valor a cada persona de acá.
Good timing, Commander. I was just about to bring us into the Citadel. See that taxpayer money at work.
Wow.
Look at the size of that ship.
The Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
Why so touchy, Joker?
I'm just saying you need firepower too.
Look
Pero
at
es
that
increíble
monster.
igual.
Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy. Clearance granted. You may begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower. Normandy out.
Normandy, this is Alliance Tower. Please proceed to Dock 422.
Qué increíble, ah, uf. Maravillado, estoy maravillado con todo. Siento que es un aire fresco a las cosas que he jugado. Normandy SR1. Con razón la gente ama la saga. Es que te agarra del minuto 1. Es que mira.
This is an outrage! The Council would step in if the Geth attacked a Turian colony?
The
Politiqueo.
Turians don't found colonies on the borders of the Terminus systems, Ambassador.
Humanity was well aware of the risks when you went into the Traverse.
What about Saren? You can't just ignore a rogue Spectre. I demand action!
You don't get to make demands of the Council, Ambassador.
Citadel Security is investigating your charges against Saren. We will discuss the CSEC findings at the hearing, not before.
Todo tiene un conducto.
Captain Anderson, I see you brought half your crew with you.
Just the ground team from Eden Prime. in case you had any questions.
I have the mission reports. I assume they're accurate?
They are. Sounds like you convinced the Council to give us an audience.
They were not happy about it. Saren's their top agent. They don't like him being accused of treason.
Saren's a threat to every human colony out there. He needs to be stopped. The Council has to listen to us.
Settle down, Commander. You've already done more than enough to jeopardize your candidacy for the Spectres. The mission on Eden Prime was a chance to prove you could get the job done. Instead, Nihilus ended up dead and the beacon was destroyed.
That's Saren's fault, not his.
Then we better hope the CSEC investigation turns up evidence to support our accusations. Otherwise, the Council might use this as an excuse to keep you out of the Spectres. Come with me, Captain. I want to go over a few things before the hearing. Shepard, you and the others can meet us at the Citadel Tower, top level. I'll make sure you have clearance to get in.
And that's why I hate politicians.
Desagradable el tipo, Puf. Las ubicaciones importantes están señaladas en el mapa. A ver, el programa de misiones con... Vale. Ah, sí hay mapa. Dios. A ver. Aquí estamos. Oficina Bolus y Elcor. Punto de interés, vale. Transición. Ok. Cuartel general de Sexé. Salón de la embajada. Vale, nos movemos con L1 y R1. Punto de interés. Emporio. Ah, una tienda. Chido. Banco, salas de la consorte. Ok. Vale, podemos subir a Kaidan. Tenemos lanzamiento. Lanza a los enemigos alejándose del usuario con una fuerza de 600 newtons. 4 metros, 60 segundos de recarga y puntería 60%. Aumenta la fuerza hasta 650. Sí. Decodificación, sabotaje, que ya lo tenemos. Primeros auxilios recupera 50 puntos de salud por uso. Vale, aquí 40 puntos. 40 puntos, 50, 60, 70 y vale. Y yo creo que acá... Sí, vamos a meter en todos, 10% del daño de los explosivos, este también tenemos nosotros, y sentinela. Reduce un 5% el tiempo de recarga de los talentos bióticos y tecnológicos. Aumenta el daño de la pistola un 4% y la precisión en un 7%. Chido. Ashley. Vale, aumenta un daño un 5. A ver, fusiles. Daño 5 y puntería 10. Armadura. Reducción del daño en un 8 y endurecimiento 8. Soldado. Salud en un 6 y genera 3,5 puntos de salud por segundo. Y pistola. Sí, es mejor. Voy a ir así no me estreso. Y Shepard. Tenemos 0, ya estamos bien. Ok. Diario. La ciudadela. Desenmascarar a Saren. Debe demostrar al consejo de la ciudadela que Saren, uno de sus espectros, es un renegado. Ve a la torre de la ciudadela que está en el Presidium para asistir a una audiencia con el consejo. Ok. El gobierno galáctico y la ciudadela. Consejo de la ciudadela.
Executive committee composed of representatives from the Asari republics, the Turian hierarchy, and the Solarian Union. Though they have no official power over the independent governments of other species, the Council's decisions carry great weight throughout the galaxy. No single Council race is strong enough to defy the other two, and all have a vested interest in compromise and cooperation. Each of the Council species has general characteristics associated with the various aspects of governing the galaxy. The Asari are typically seen as diplomats and mediators. The Solarians gather intelligence and information. The Turians provide the bulk of the military and peacekeeping forces. Any species granted an embassy on the Citadel is considered an associate member, bound by the accords of the Citadel Conventions. Associate members may bring issues to the attention of the Council, though they have no input on the decision. The Human Systems Alliance became an associate member of the Citadel in 2165.
Entonces el consejo está, digamos, como equilibrado, ¿vale? Como decía ahí, las Asari, que asumo que es la del medio, la morada, consideradas diplomáticas y mediadoras. Los Salarianos, el del fondo, el de la capucha, reunir información y datos de inteligencia. Y los Turianos, ¿vale? Nihilus y Saren, la raza quiero decir, grueso de la fuerza militar y pacificación. Ok. Vale, entonces tenemos... tenemos que dar la vuelta. Sigue la flecha que parpadea en el radar para llegar a la torre de la ciudadela. Ok, pero podemos movernos, ¿eh? Consola del sistema. Tendrá informe de patrulla de la Alianza. La capitana Hendrickson ha informado de lecturas inusuales de energía durante su patrulla por el cúmulo Argos-Rho. Estaba especialmente preocupada por el sistema Hydra, pero tuvo que volver antes de que su equipo pudiera investigar más a fondo. No hay más patrullas programadas en ese sector. ¿Debemos mandar un grupo de reconocimiento? Diario. Tareas, vale, tenemos tareas. Lecturas inusuales. Mientras estabas en la ciudadela has descubierto un informe de una patrulla de la Alianza. Este menciona ciertas actividades extrañas en el sistema Hydra, en el cúmulo Argos-Rho. Ve el sistema Hydra en el cúmulo Argos-Rho e investiga. Ok, tenemos nuestra primera secundaria. Chido. ¿Y hay forma de acceder al mapa más rápido, maybe? Me gustaría ir al Emporio, ¿eh? Para ver si podemos comprar algo, cosas así. Después cuando nos acostumbremos ya no va a ser necesario el mapa mucho, creo yo. Avina.
Greetings and welcome to the Presidium. My name is Avina, and I am pleased to be your virtual guide throughout this level of the Citadel space station.
What does that mean?
I am a fully interactive virtual intelligence, programmed to provide spontaneous guidance at predetermined locations of interest throughout this level of the Citadel. I may also be contacted through any of the Presidium VI terminals, should you require assistance.
Give me the tour.
You are standing at Presidium Tourism Terminal 1. On either side of this lobby are the embassies of the various Citadel races, along with CSEC headquarters. On the far end of this level, you can see the Citadel Tower, where the Council meets regularly to discuss matters of interstellar importance.
I want to know more about Citadel security.
Citadel security serves as law enforcement for all regions of the Citadel, though the majority of officers serve in the wards. Executor Palin, a Turian, is the current head of CSEC, but individuals from virtually every species across Citadel space serve as officers beneath him. If you wish to learn more, Executor Palin's office is located in the CSEC headquarters just across the lobby.
Tell me about the embassies.
Each species in Citadel space important enough to be consulted on matters of galactic politics maintains an embassy on the Presidium. The Volus were the first non-council species to be granted an embassy, roughly 2,384 galactic standard years ago. As Citadel space has expanded, more embassies have been added. The most recently added embassy belongs to your own species, humanity. It was added 19 galactic standard years ago, despite some rather vocal opposition.
Why were people trying to keep my species out?
Some species felt humanity was given preferential treatment. It often takes a century or more before a new species is granted an embassy. The Council gave a great deal of thought to this matter. In the end, they decided humanity's impact on Citadel space was significant enough to warrant an embassy.
Do you agree with their decision?
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment. My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
How come the Volus were the first species given an embassy?
In the early years following the formation of the Council, the Volus were, apart from the Asari and Solarians, the most populous and widespread species in Citadel space. They established many new colonies and trading outposts, and they petitioned the Council for a greater role in determining interstellar policy. In recognition of their work to expand interstellar trade and establish a standardized galactic economy, the Volus were granted an embassy here on the Citadel.
Why weren't they made a council race?
The Council races have extensive responsibilities. They must provide personnel and ships for the Citadel fleets. They often provide economic aid in times of disaster. It would be unfair to demand such an enormous burden of a species unable to meet these obligations. The embassies allow lesser species to have a voice on the Citadel.
That's pretty damn arrogant.
I apologize if my personality has offended you. Please submit all formal complaints in writing to the Citadel
Claro, es una IA. Sí, los espectros.
Do you know anything about specters?
The term Spectre is derived from the branch of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance. Each Spectre agent is handpicked by the Council. Their primary role is preserving galactic stability and resolving volatile situations that cannot be handled through normal political channels. In this role, they are granted extraterritorial rights and jurisdictions. Spectres answer to no law or authority except the Council itself.
What can you tell me about the Citadel Council?
Originally, the Council consisted of representatives from the Asari and Solarians, the two dominant species in Citadel space. Roughly 1,304 galactic standard years ago, Turians were invited to join the Council in recognition of the role they played during the Krogan Rebellion. Since then, the three Council races have worked together to ensure the peaceful coexistence of the galactic community, while preserving individual autonomy for each species.
It can't be as simple as that. There must be problems somewhere in the system.
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment. My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
Vale, no hay más info.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, and thank you for using
Códice.
Avina. Please enjoy your visit to the Citadel.
Vale. Bien, tecnología y alienígenas, especies ajenas al Consejo. Volus.
The Volus are a member species of the Citadel with their own embassy, but they are also a client race of the Turians. Centuries ago, they were voluntarily absorbed into the hierarchy, effectively trading their mercantile prowess for Turian military protection. Erun, their homeworld, lies far beyond the normal life zone of its star. However, the world has a high-pressure greenhouse atmosphere that traps enough heat to support an ammonia-based biochemistry. As a result, the Volus must wear pressure suits and breathers when dealing with other species, as conventional nitrogen-oxygen air mixtures are poisonous to them, and in the low-pressure atmospheres tolerable to most species, their flesh will actually split open. Volus culture is tribal, bartering lands and even people to gain status. This culture of exchange inclines them to economic pursuits. It was the Volus who authored the Unified Banking Act, and they continue to monitor and balance the Citadel economy.
Se dan cuenta que cada raza como que tiene su rol. Es muy ordenado todo. Sistemas informáticos, inteligencia virtual.
Virtual intelligence is an advanced form of user interface software. VIs use a variety of methods to simulate natural conversation, including an audio interface and an avatar personality to interact with. Although a VI can provide a convincing emulation of sentience, they are not self-aware, nor can they learn or take independent action. VIs are used as operating systems on commercial and home computers. Minimal VI agents are also available. Agents are compact and specialized. Some serve as personal secretaries, filtering calls and scheduling meetings based on user-defined priorities. Others are advanced search engines, propagating themselves across the extranet to collate user-requested data. Commercial VIs in a variety of stock personalities are available at any software retailer. Boutique firms and hobbyists also build unique VIs to personal specification. Although software emulation of living personalities is illegal, reconstructions of famous historical figures are common.
Interesante sería tener VI, como les dice acá, las inteligencias virtuales, por ejemplo en un museo, y hacer una de personajes históricos. Una con los personajes históricos. Sería interesante, ¿eh? Vale. Guapos. Vamos a pegar un guardadito. Vamos a guardar aquí. Vamos a ir guardando para que no se nos pierdan los saves. Y vamos a ir dejando el capítulo de hoy hasta acá. Llevamos más de una horita, casi 1h10. Y pues nada, lo estoy disfrutando mucho. Me está encantando. Es una historia madura, creo yo. Densa, bastante densa. Hay que leer mucho, hay que conversar mucho, pero es muy interesante. No se hace para nada aburrido, pero hay que estar ahí con el foco al 100% porque si no te pierdes un poquito, pierdes un poco el hilo. Pero bien, me está gustando mucho. Estas 2 horillas que llevo ya jugando, muy top estas impresiones. Y con muchas ganas de seguir. Y pues invitados están como siempre, pues que me sigan acompañando. Y al bueno de Shepard y la gente de la Normandía. Como siempre, gracias por estar al otro lado de la pantalla. Espero hayan pasado un rato divertido, un rato agradable. Y también recuerden abajo dejarme un comentario si así lo desean. Darle un buen like al vídeo si que les gustó, siempre se agradece. Si no me dejan su dislike, que para eso está. Y nos vemos en el siguiente episodio de este genial Mass Effect. Saludos a todos, cuídense. Adiós.